All right, let's see. What about now? Mic, I know, right? Mic check. I think I got it. I think we got it. I hate using StreamYard. Like, I really hate using StreamYard because it just does not do me justice. I can't deal with it. Thank you, Harry Potter. I can't, but I had to come live because I did promise Shelly and Maritha and some of you guys that I would turn up. Okay, we're up as loud as we can go. Am I on 100%? I'm on 100%. And we're on the Google Chrome mic. Hey, Jordan. How you doing, love bug? I know, Harry, trial and error, but I think I have found, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna use, OBS or whatever. I just don't like StreamYards, and I know the playback is probably going to be, crappy because it does that start and stop and buffer. But I didn't plan to be on here long, and I was like, let me just hook this up for you guys. Hey, Crystal, thank you. I'm gonna hook this up for you guys because we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to talk about. Are you at work? Down the street? Did you move back? You must be at McDonald's. I just saw Cecily at McDonald's the other day. She was working the window. Jordan is like the wonder manager of McDonald's. Like, I think Jordan should be training everybody at McDonald's. Turn it up now. We got Sam. We are. We're about to go in. We're about to go in on it. So y'all know that we're talking about the Tim Norman case. Okay, Jordan. I dropped the last video and I just literally wanted to know what you guys thought about the last video. If you saw it, OMG, I know y'all are stunned. I know y'all are just gobsmacked. Hey, 12, how you doing? Oh my God, Jordan. Woo! That's a working young man. Jordan is like in his 20s and he works more than people I know my age. That's crazy. Crystal, you caught the last video. I was just like interested to see what y'all were thinking because OMG, Harry Potter says, where y'all from? McDonald's sucks in Macon. We're in Alabama. We're here in Alabama. Oh my goodness. Y'all just don't even know. I am so undone with this case. Like, to me right now, you guys, it's open and shut. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Hey, Donna, let me tell you something, Jordan. I went to McDonald's to get McCafe because, I'm like a caffeine nut. I started to say something else, but and the lady told me last night that it was just her and the manager in the store. Nobody else was there because everybody called out. So they didn't have anybody in the store except for the manager and that lady. And I was like, shut up. Yes, honey, roll tide all day, every day. Y'all already know. Yes, Crystal. Are you in New York? Yes. Now do you guys see why I love y'all? Y'all are from everywhere. Let's do a check-in real quick. Type in the comments where you're from. Crystal's from New York. Jordan's from Alabama. Yes. I knew she looked familiar. You know what? She didn't know who I was, and I didn't know who she was, but I knew she was. It was right up the street from my house. It was on 20. I knew she looked familiar. I was like, who is this lady? I have not tried Dunkin' Donuts yet. I've not tried Dunkin' Donuts. I am a Starbucks fanatic. Yes, Donna's in Oklahoma. Shout out. Audrey's in California. Yes. Hey, Carla. Carla's in St. Louis. So we already know you up on the 411. Danita's in Atlanta. Danita, you're 4 hours away. I do some real good shopping in Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. I love it. Am I missing out? I don't know now. I might try it because we do have a brand new Dunkin' Donuts here, so I might try it. I just haven't been in. I haven't been in yet. 478 check-in. Okay. Hey, Eswan. Yes, Greensboro. I feel that. That is a nice, Greensboro is a nice place. It really is. Like that. So, shout out to the 15 we have in here so far. Crystal, I'm about to, I'm not, I can't stand to like wait. I can't wait. I try to stall for time and let people get in here, but I have no patience. I don't have any patience. It is. I've been there once to sing. I had to sing there years ago at a church, and I was like, I like North Carolina. It's really nice. And then I have a friend that's there in North Carolina, so I have an excuse to go when I want to. So listen, let me bring up because I'm going to share my screen with you guys as soon as I attach this. I'm Norman. Y'all are going to hear me typing in the background too. So forgive me from typing with my nails. I know. I was trying to get justice.gov because y'all know that's my stuff. They do have the fourth person charged. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see what I see. All right. So here we go. So we're talking about the fourth person that was charged in this murder for hire. This is the United States Department of Justice. It is the Eastern District of Missouri, and this comes from the Department of Justice U.S. Attorney's Office in Eastern District, Missouri. So this is the latest. This was filed on Thursday, November the 12th at 2020. So what we've got here is a grand jury indicts another individual for conspiracy to commit murder for hire and murder for hire scheme. So in St. Louis, the federal grand jury returned preceding indictment against James Timothy Norman, Terica Ellis, Wael Yagman, and now Travell Anthony Hill. So Norman, Ellis, and Hill are charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire and murder for hire resulting in the death of Andre Montgomery. But Norman and Yagman are charged with conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud, and Yagman is charged with 5 counts of aggravated identity theft, all in connection with Montgomery's murder for hire. So right now, everybody has their individual, charges, like what, you're arrested for. This is what you're going to court for. And since Hill is the newest in this, it is seeming by the media that he is the shooter. So everybody has been wondering who the shooter is. Hey, Marilyn Gale, everybody's wondering who the shooter is, and this, that, and the third. Well, guess what? They are putting the finger on Hill, Travell Anthony Hill. So according to indictment and other court documents, James Timothy Norman conspired with Terica Ellis, excuse me, Travell Anthony Hill, and others. So somebody said the other day, or yesterday when I dropped the video, I think there are others in here, in the case. Well, it does say on the government site that James Timothy Norman conspired with Terica Ellis, Travell Anthony Hill, and others to use a facility of interstate commerce, namely a cellular telephone, to commit a murder for hire in exchange for United States currency. In valuation of Title 18, United States Code, Section 1958. In 2014, Norman obtained a total of $455,000 in life insurance proceeds on his 20-year-old nephew, Andre Montgomery, on which Norman was the sole beneficiary. That does not mean that he actually got the money. He did not get any of the money because the insurance company stopped all transactions. They knew that something was wrong, and so that's why Tim didn't get the money. Now, like I told you before, when we went to justice.gov before, the signatures had been forged. There was no ID card or license, card or anything to prove that his signature was real. And then also, you would have needed the death certificate for Andre Montgomery, which Tim didn't have any of this. So he didn't have an ID, and he didn't have a proper signature, a way to authenticate the signature, and he didn't have the death certificate, no license, no state ID, nothing. So there was no way he was going to get this $450,000 payout, which also included what do you call it, accidental death. So he piled it up. Him and YL, they piled it up. So that's why Tim and YL have a separate charge. So Tim has multiple charges, whereas his players in the game each have different charges. So if that makes sense. So in the days leading up to Montgomery's murder, Ellis and exotic dancer residing in Memphis, Tennessee, communicated with Montgomery and informed him that he was planning to be in St. Louis on March 13, 2016. So basically right here, they're going down the timeline for you. It is all mapped out. And as a matter of fact, let me copy this, and I'm just going to put the link in here so that you guys can see it for yourself. And that way, if you want to go and check, you most certainly can. All right, so I just dropped the link in the not the description box, but in the chat, so you guys can actually see that for yourself. These are the receipts as stated by the justice.gov. So in that large compassion right there, they literally went down the timeline. They give you addresses, they give you dates, everything that a mastermind like Tim Norman would have done. And they also put the amounts in. Going towards the end of that paragraph, they say that Ellis deposited over $9,000 in cash into various bank accounts, which we know. On March 16, 2016, Hill received a cash payment of $5,000, which is the part of the new information. So that $5,000 was his payment. Was he promised more money? It does not state that he was promised any more money in this statement by justice.gov, that he was literally just paid $5,000. Unless he comes out in court and he says that he was promised more money. Yes, Terica Ellis did receive $10,000 and she deposited over $9,000 in her bank accounts, and the shooter only received $5,000, which means that Tim had to know some people who are hard up for cash. That, you know what I'm saying? Like hiring an actual hitman, he's not going to take $5,000 for a life. So this was somebody just, from around the way. He was trying to think of people that he didn't have to pay much money to. So the $5,000 Tim could have actually gotten out of his bank account, because remember, at this time, Tim was not broke. So then you have the $10,000 that Ellis received, and she kept some in her pocket. She deposited a little over $9,000, which means Tim was not broke yet. You see what I'm saying? He still had money in his pocket. And remember, you guys, he funneled money out of the restaurants to have money to open other restaurants, which is what the lawsuit was for when him and his mother were, going through it. So that money that was missing from the restaurant, you guys remember in the other report we did a week or two ago, that money that came missing from the restaurants was actually Tim. And she knew that because she put it in the lawsuit when she filed the lawsuit against Tim. So moving down, this murder for hire cold case from 2016 demonstrates once again the power of law enforcement partnership, says Special Agent in Charge Richard Quinn of the FBI St. Louis Division, which means that the FBI is still on the case. So this is not a local case. This is handled by the FBI. They're sanctioned in St. Louis. The Metropolitan Police Department overcame numerous charges to uncover the details of the plot. So that means that the police department is working in conjunction with the FBI agents that are sanctioned there in St. Louis. So this is not just a one-man thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not the local police or whatever. Like, this is for real, which makes it national news. And everybody has talked except Tim. If Tim has not said a word, then that means he's not cooperating with his lawyer. But if he has talked, they are not making it public what he's talking about with his lawyers. I feel like Tim probably is trying to plot something, if that makes sense. You know, they're him and his lawyers, his team of lawyers are trying to put something together so that, you know, Tim can, you know, get off of this. Because any other time you would have heard something from the accused saying, you know, in the media, all over television, that I'm innocent. But the only thing that he has said that we know for sure is that, hey, you know, somebody plotted against me. I've been framed, I've been set up, which we don't know to be true. Why? Because everybody in this report on justice.gov has spoken. They have confessed their part in this. Okay? Everybody except Tim. So we have all kinds of statements from everybody else except Tim. Exactly, Lolita. It's too much evidence to get off with everybody around you in your camp that you hired. They're all taking their turns speaking out. You're welcome, Donna. I love this. I'm on the case. And I love this type of stuff. I couldn't have gone to school to be a lawyer or whatever, but I love, you know, digging and finding facts and stuff like that. So this right here is, you know, so amazing for me. Did you? Well, you know what? I missed the live, but I'll have to check it out and see. Okay, so is anybody confused? Is everybody understanding what we're talking about? Thank you, sis. Because I don't want anybody to be confused about this. Everybody, including Hill, has said, this is what I did. The mastermind was Tim Norman, and Tim hired me to do such and such. So Hill has spoken out. Terica Ellis has spoken out. YL didn't have to say anything because he is the agent that actually set all this in motion with Tim. So the first person that he actually went to was YL for the insurance money. Then he went over to Terica and said, hey, I need you, you know, to help me with this plot. Then he goes to Hill and say, I need you to do a quick something, something. I know you need some money. Let me give you $5,000 if you can just, you know, pull the trigger. That's what it's looking like. And that's what the FBI is saying. I believe that this is what happened. And according to Hill, that's what he was charged for. After the text messages came out, after the phone call to the jail came out, Hill called his brother. His brother was locked up, incarcerated, and they got the phone records because everybody knows that if you're in jail, all of your conversations are recorded, right? So they got that footage, that information saying that Hill was talking to his brother, which was incarcerated, and he actually admitted that the job had been done and they laughed about it. And, you know, that's all they needed. They didn't need anything else except for that. Hey, Janelle, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Crystal says that I heard all the text messages between him and the insurance guy. Yeah, the text messages, you know, went on longer than what I reported yesterday. But what they gave in the report was what they needed to put that nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this was really, you know, boom, we got you. We understand what was going on now. So all of the phone, the thing is, I don't understand why Tim and his minions actually thought that the laws would not get phone records. Just because you're on a burner phone does not mean phone records don't exist. That is crazy. And you have the grand jury on justice.gov putting this in their final report. So that means the evidence is true. This is not speculation, ladies and gentlemen. This is the truth. There's no way he can get out of it. He can stay silent for as long as he wants to, but Tim is not getting out of this. He would have to prove that everybody who has made a statement is lying. Now, why would these people come out and lie against him? Everybody, YL, Terica, and the new guy, Hill. So all these people are lying, but they've all been arrested. No, I don't think so. And I know y'all know better than this as well. No, Tim, it's over. Like it's literally over at this point. It's over. S. Swan says, why would he call his brother and the phone is tapped? Because he's not that bright. Think about it, y'all. $5,000 to pull the trigger, and you know that you're aiming at this guy. Tim knew that Hill was a sure shot because Andre was shot in the head. One bullet. But the guy ain't that bright because you took $5,000. That's what you took to kill somebody. What were you going to do with $5,000 anyway? I know people on YouTube who make more than $5,000 a month. I know strippers right down the street in Huntsville that make more than $5,000 a night. What in the world possessed you to kill a man for $9,000? I mean, any idiot could know if Tim could pay you $5,000 and then pay Terica $10,000, he has some money in the bank account already. So if your plan is to do this so that you can get more money, wouldn't it dawn on a smarter person to say, no, I'm not going to take a life for $5,000. If you can just go to the bank right now and get me $5,000, that means that you have more money coming and I need to get paid more money for this. Somebody should have been doing some research if you're going to be a real criminal. Hey, Greg, how are you? That's what I'm saying, Donna. You can get a refund for $5,000. These people are crazy. Donna said, talk about a genius talking to his brother. Why would Terica get more money? According to the grand jury, Terica was promised $10,000, which, like I said, if you are a stripper in like Atlanta or somewhere, you're going to get more than that for the week. So it is quite obvious to me either she wasn't getting paid that much at her job, or she had retired, or she had some weird bill to pay right off the bat. Like, I don't know what would convince somebody to say, luring somebody to their death. And then you have to understand, you guys, there was only minutes apart. Let's go back to the hold on a minute and let me get, because there is a little bit of information from KSDK. And I want to give a shout out and thank KSDK for the footage that they provided yesterday. That just really warmed my heart. Reaching out to people on Twitter and letting them know that, you're following the case or whatever really does make a difference. When you're a YouTuber, some people don't take you seriously. But I made the playlist of every video that I have with Tim Norman. Thank God my information is on point. Thank you, Jesus. And so I just got to give a shout out, because that right there, I did not expect that to happen. Normally, when you ask people, hey, Nicole, give a shout out to my sister, y'all. She's in the house. Yes. Listen, Donna, y'all, listen, it's something serious. I have never in my life seen a crew of not so bright criminals. This is odd to me. This is really odd to me. Like, these people are a little slow or very broke, if that makes sense. That's crazy. That's crazy. There is a timeline in this report. And I went down a little bit of this timeline in the report yesterday on my video. There was a lot of 801 and 802 and 803. And these phone calls were made in minutes. So, 801, Terica shows up. 802, she calls Tim. 801, she shows up. she calls Hill. 8:02, Hill shoots and kills Andre. 8:03, she calls Tim to say it's been confirmed. And all of this happened within minutes, within 5 minutes, you guys. Within 5 minutes. Are you you got to be on crack or something to go along with this. You have got to be on a drug that we've never heard of. I mean, come on. That is so sinister. Look, 5 minutes of your life it took to take Andre down, and you will spend the rest of your life in prison or worse. Anyway, for those of y'all who didn't get the link, I'm going to drop it again because, I got receipts. It is a drug called stupidity. I don't understand, you guys. It is so weird. All right, this is the link to the .gov, just in case you want to skim through it and take a look at that. And then KSDK, I'm going to drop that link, just in case you guys want to skim through it, on your own time. Crystal Powell says the guy must have been on drugs. He must have been a drug addict to do something like that for $5,000. That's what I'm saying. You guys, literally, these people had to be on drugs or something. There's absolutely no way on God's green earth that somebody would do something like this for $5,000. And you know exactly what's going on. You know what's going on. In the report, it says the arrest of Norman Ellis and Hill are a part of Operation Lagon, which we know about the 4-year-old. If you guys don't know that story, there's a 4-year-old that lost his life last year, and this sparked the investigation to find out who murdered him. And they started collecting evidence of a case that they found out was linked to Tim Norman. That's what happened. They actually were not looking into Andre Montgomery's death at all because this was a cold case. So you have to remember right here, when you go down here, this was a cold case, which means they weren't doing anything about this. It's cold, it's on the back burner. The families probably had people, still looking into it, a lawyer, perhaps a private investigator, but the police said this was a cold case. So then you have the 4-year-old who lost his life, and then he was one of the youngest fatalities during a record-breaking year of homicides and shootings, which was 2019. So additional federal agents were assigned to the operation for the Department of Homeland Security. That's number 1, FBI. Number 2, Drug Enforcement Administration. Number 3, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Number 4, and number 5 is the U.S. Marshal Service. So think about this. You have 5 different departments of law enforcing services looking up information about the 4-year-old's murder and then everybody else of 2019. And just how surprising is it that you start collecting information on a cold case that happened 4 years ago? These were not bright people, ladies and gentlemen. These were not bright people at all. They were not. I'm sorry, but you left that type of evidence out? And 4 years later, the law says, oh, wait, we have some information, but who is this? I'm sorry, you guys. It's mind-boggling to me. Like I can't even. I can't even. It's just too much. These guys are not smart at all. I don't understand how they even sleep at night. I don't. It's ridiculous. I don't understand how they sleep at night. Rita, hey girl. Rita is one of my insiders, y'all. She comes with the 411. Appreciate your help. Darling, how are you, Jean? Golden Star, what's going on? Golden Star says Tim probably is too embarrassed to admit what he did, and he still thinks that he can get out of this mess. That right there is the nail in the coffin for me that Tim isn't real bright. If by now Tim doesn't understand that he's going back to prison and he won't see outside of the prison anymore, there would have to be some sort of divine intervention. Do you understand what at this point, there would have to be some sort of divine, like Tim Norman would have to get so saved that Jesus would be like, okay, I'm washing away your sins because I know you're not going to backslide this time, so we can get you off, which is highly unlikely. It's not going to happen. We all have a Bible in our house. We all know how God works. This ain't going to happen. He can get his sins washed away all day long, but at the end of the day, the law enforcement does not care about salvation. That's a whole nother ball of wax. There ain't no amount of praying is going to get someone who has already been to prison 10 years for armed robbery of 2 McDonald's restaurants, armed robbery of an auto parts store, and he is a part of a what do you call it? A case that included kidnapping. And I'm still trying to figure out who was the kidnapped person. Can we get an interview with the kidnapped person to see, like, what the heck, Tim? You thought this was a good idea back in the day to kidnap people while you were out robbing restaurants, fast food restaurants at that, and an auto parts store. Like, how broke did you have to be to think it was a good idea to go and rob? And Miss Robbie never said one day in her life that she was so broke that she had to do this, that she had to, put her son out to rob people. She was never so broke. This woman used to sing for Ike and Tina Turner. Never one day in her life has she ever been broke. She had to script and save and do this and do that. This woman left the stage, was sick, she got better, and she opened Sweetie Pies. Not one day did she ever say we were so broke that I needed my son to go out and rob some folk. Tim was doing stupid stuff because he wanted to do stupid stuff. He wanted things that he saw other people with. And here he is, a grown man, and he's still wanting things that he sees other people with. So he thinks, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and get this crime underway. Why? Because now I can get a Ferrari, or I can get a penthouse, or, and then plus I can get all the bills paid off, just dumb as a sack of rocks. When you have in your hand a way not to be problematic. You are the son of Robbie Montgomery. You know Oprah Winfrey. There are so many things that you could have done. You have made great connections, with Hollywood. I mean, you have great connections in the music industry. I will never understand it, you guys. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. Never. It doesn't make sense. All right, let's see. If you guys want to join the panel, feel free to get up here, speak your mind. Join me on the panel. And if you're like me and you have on a cozy house coat, you don't have to be on camera either. Listen, I've been babysitting a 4-year-old all weekend, Friday, Saturday, and today. I'm tired. I took me a good long nap. I woke up late. I didn't get to watch my show, so I'm going to have to watch it after this live stream. But I'm going to be here 20 more minutes. You guys know I'll do an hour for you guys and talk about the importance. Kevin said, wait, what happened? Well, Kevin, we're talking about the newest player in the Tim Norman case. Mr. Hill has all but confessed to what he was hired for. He has told prosecutors that Tim hired him to be the shooter. And we have that information, and the grand jury indicts another individual on justice.gov. I did drop the link. So if you want that link, go ahead and scroll up, and it'll take you right to the site. This is not a PDF. This is on the actual site. So you can see records and everything on the .gov site. This is public record, you guys, by the way. This is public record. How you use it, let me share my screen. You can go to the United States Department of Justice, and over here on the right side, if you're facing your screen, you can go here and you can type in Tim Norman, or, you know, Sweetie Pies or whatever. I'm going to type in James Norman and see what happens. Go ahead and click search, and it will bring up all of the information that you need to know about the case. But be very mindful, because there could be more than one James Norman. Like here at the bottom, this is not Tim, and that's not Tim. But up here at the top, I can see one, I can see two, I can see three. So there are three files in the United States Attorney's Office concerning Tim Norman, YL, and the famous stripper. Okay, I'll stop. And Hill. The last one is going to include Norman, Ellis, and Hill. That's the one that we were looking at. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first or the second one will also have the timeline. So that's what you do. You go to justice.gov, you look up the United States attorneys, and you go to search. You type in James Norman, and the first three you will see is everything on the Tim Norman case. Just in case you guys are, good night, Shawana. Appreciate you being here. Just in case you guys are all nerds like myself. Oh yeah, Kevin, it's going all the way down. They're not like, this is, to me, I'm just saying this for me. To me, this looks like an open and shut case. I'm just, that for me, this did it for me. Everybody's been saying for weeks, who's the shooter? I wonder who the shooter is. Well, congratulations, Tim. The shooter is out. He's here. And you just really are not a smart individual at all. I literally don't even understand this guy. Like, I literally don't understand Tim at all. What could have been going through your head? I mean, and the text message. Did you guys get a look at the text message that was in the report? This idiot was texting YL, and he says to YL, he's not going to be around for another 6 months. Now, that text message was sent months before the murder. Okay, months before the murder. I can't deal. Did I see that video? I saw a couple of videos. Some of them kind of had like sound issues and stuff. What I did was I took the information that you guys sent me, and I started doing some digging myself. And I got a wonderful video from Five on Your Side that explained Mr. Hill's involvement in all of this, and possibly how Tim and Travell know each other. He was committing major crimes. Who would have thought? Who kidnapped somebody? You're not even 18 years old yet. So, because I was thinking to myself, you guys, I said, ladies and gentlemen, we the people don't believe that Tim Norman actually went down 10 years for some sort of armed robbery, if that was his first offense. And nobody was shot, nobody was killed. We don't even know how much money he got away with, and the fact that he wasn't alone. So this could have been an initiation to join a gang, or he could have been on his own, but more than likely, he was with a group of peers. And come to find out, no, this wasn't his first offense. So, to a judge and jury, Tim Montgomery already looks like a career criminal, if that makes sense. If you think about the kidnapping, he robs one McDonald's, he robs two McDonald's, he robs the auto parts store. He's in conjunction with the kidnapping. He's not been on the right side of the law his entire life. So, and he actually thought by creating new relationships with law enforcement since he had gotten out that it would help him. And it did help his career as far as a public speaker, but no, it does not help him right now in this case. Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I aired that video a few weeks ago, but I didn't know who Travell Hill was, Rita. I had no idea who he was, but I told everybody to go to Tim's YouTube page, Loud or Louder or whatever. And a lot of people had their own a lot of people had their own things to say about the video. I am not a rap connoisseur, so for me, it didn't. I was like, whatever, whatever. But he wanted to be a rap star. He wants to be a 40-something-year-old rap star. You know, I mean, look at it like this: if he gets life in prison, there is such thing as people being in jail making CDs. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know at this point who would buy his music. Um, Not even the criminals would buy his music because he's not a smart criminal. Yeah, but yes, I did. I aired that video. I just didn't know who Hill was at the time. I had no idea. But you say don't give him any more views? Oh no, 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 no. I've already done that. I know, Swan. Listen, who at 40 years old says, you know what I think I want to do with the rest of my life? I want to be a rap star because I don't want to have to cook the rest of my life. And you look at Emeril Lagasse, and you look at Chef Gordon Ramsay, and all of these people are these are career chefs. You know what I'm saying? Tim's mother gave him the opportunity to do that. It didn't even have to go to culinary school. He could have been in the kitchen. He could have been making, monumental, recipes. He could have been working with some of the top chefs to, improve. I mean, there are so many things that I can think of that he could have been doing besides taking out one of his family members. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, the video dropped. That video that I showed, it did, Rita. It dropped after the murder. It was a confession, in my opinion. And from what I understand, that video can be used in a court of law. I don't know how much weight it would hold, to the grand jury, but that video, yes, it can be, and they probably will. I know for a fact that it's happened in the past to other people, to other artists, to other people who are, creative. And it's kind of like a confession without confessing, but you pretty much put what you did in that whole song and put it out for the world to see. And on top of that, you enlisted other celebrities to help you confess to a murder. And these people that were in the studio with Tim had no idea what this song was about. That is creepy. Yes, girl, loud. He was confessing loud. Donna said, Tim must have told his friends that are short of French fries Happy Meal. He was a producer. Nobody wanted an award. Listen, let me tell you. He said, I want to be a rap star and I can rap. I got it going on. Now, I will say, yes, he was in it, or they, I should say. It's not a he. Migos is not a he. It's a group. And yeah, I just kind of felt like maybe he should have left Migos to do, like, you just be, sitting on the car or something and you don't rap. You don't say anything. You just let them do the rapping and you just show up. Like, you could be a hype man, but then again, even Flavor Flav, rap's greatest hype man had to retire at some point. You can't be 60 years old running around on the stage. You're going to fall and break a hip or something. I don't think that's, what I'm saying? That's about as dumb as being a criminal. Oh yeah, you've already done that, Tim. So anyway, I'm just saying. I just wanted to know what you guys thought about this, because I know I dropped the video, but I didn't want to drop the video until I had the permission. I wanted to give credit to Five on Your Side, because I know it's just one person that's working on this case. St. Louis may not be seeing all of the evidence or whatever, but there's so many people like me on YouTube that are reporting facts about this. And, I just have to be appreciative, of everybody that's working hard to give information on this case, because a lot of people, care about the families. A lot of people care about Miss Griggs. A lot of people care about Miss Robbie. A lot of people care about Andre's siblings. A lot of people care about the people in the community. If you live in St. Louis and, you go and you visit Miss Robbie's restaurants, you care about these people. You can't. Donna, I'm serious. He should have stayed out of the whole video, because it wasn't cute, is what I was saying. But a lot of people care about these families, and this is real. That you know what I'm saying, you guys? This is real. This is not some sort of reality television show. These people are grieving for real. These people are hurting for real. These people need prayer for real. And I just don't understand what type of person would let this go on when you can put this to an end. All you need to do is call your lawyer in the room and tell, just say for sure, this is what happened. My name is Tim, and here's my confession. And just put it to rest already. Because we already have confessions from you. That's the thing that I don't understand. We already have confessions from other people you hired, Tim Norman. You hired these people. You paid them. They've already confessed. What would benefit them to tell the lie? I mean, who would perjure themselves? Who would say, yeah, I'm only a stripper, and I have, an almost grown child, and I have like this 2-year-old, and she's on sickle cell anemia treatments, and yeah, Tim hired me, but I need to get out so I can take care of my daughter. Who says that? Who says, yes, my name is YL, and I was working with Tim because he needed insurance policies on his nephew, and I was the one that helped him? Who would say that if it's not true? Who would say, yes, my name is Travell Hill, and Tim hired me to be a shooter, and I was shooting this guy that, he had beef with, and he paid me $5,000. Who does that? These people are not that bright, Tim. These people are not smart enough to set you up for what? Like, a brick would have to fall on my head. Literally, you guys, for me to believe that these people conspired against him to set him up. I no. And I'm not a dumb person. I'm a college graduate. So I don't believe. Oh. JJL says, hey, Twana, hey, chat. Just coming in. Did you talk about Tim giving Terica 10,000, but Hill 5,000? Yes, honey. and Hill's supposed to be bang bang man. Oh yeah, he's the shooter. He's already told his part in it. Um, you know, so he is the shooter. He is the shooter. Everybody wanted to know who was the shooter. Travell Hill for $5,000. For $5,000. God. Fly, Eagles, fly, my brother. Well, Tim was born without a brain. He's a scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz. S. Swan says, Tim Norman, I will neither confirm or deny I was set up. I mean, just dumb, girl. Rita, those text messages were beyond damaging. Those text messages were nails that they're continually nailing in the little coffin, and it's about complete. To me, this is an open and shut case. This is why God does not give people certain jobs. I couldn't be a judge. I would have already caught. There's no reason we have to go to court. There's no reason for a trial. This is all the evidence we need. Can we go ahead and get this done and over with? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Gene Robinson, hi. I don't feel sorry for any of them. They all need to spend the rest of their lives in jail. I think they will. I don't know what this means for Travell Hill. I you know what I'm saying? I don't know if the death penalty is for all of them or just for Hill, or I don't understand what this. That's the only thing that's confusing me is when we go to court, what are we actually looking at? Will the whole group have the death penalty on the table, or will it just be Tim, or will it just be Tim and Travell, or just Travell because he's the shooter? I don't know. That's the thing that, yeah. Well, the hearing for Travell was supposed to be Friday. I think it was Thursday or Friday, but he could not appear in court. There is no date set for court. As far as the United States Attorney's Office is concerned, they don't have a date yet because we have Hill that, they just brought in and indicted. So what will happen is Travell Hill will have his day in court, and then they will probably go in and set a tentative court date. Anybody else that plans to come aboard and say, this is my role in it, or I knew something about it and I didn't say something, or whatever, it will just be a surprise character witness or a surprise, turn of events. But yeah, this is it. I wonder if it'll let me, because I did the search. I don't know if it's going to let me do this, you guys, but I'm going to see if I can just put everything in here. Yeah, Rita, like that's what I'm wondering about the sentences. And S1 says, Twana, you go into the courthouse when they set a date. I thought about it because I don't live that far. I don't live that far. I could drive up there. It would take like 7 hours. So I probably need to get my car tuned up, put the little Infinity on the road, get my press pass. Y'all are messy. Y'all gonna have me getting shot up in St. Louis. I don't know if I want to go to St. Louis. On second thought, maybe I'll just see if we're gonna zoom in. How about that? The only thing is, you guys, if they good night, Donna. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. The only thing about being in a Zoom is that you cannot play any of the footage. Like I wouldn't be able to go live with my Zoom with you guys. I wouldn't be able to add you to my Zoom, if that makes sense. So unless they put the trial on TV, which, I don't know, they might. Unless they put the trial on TV, I would not be able to use any of the footage. The same thing with Tim when he, went in, and with Terica went in. It was like, good night, Marilyn Gale. Appreciate you. thank you for being here, my sister. Oh yeah, let me try to drop this. Let me see. Search for Tim. Now, I did the search, and I'm just gonna drop this link. I don't know if it'll work or not. I'm just trying to make things a little bit more convenient for you guys. Fly Eagles Fly says this sounds like too much like Clue to find out the murder in the room and the weapon. It is, because Tim won't confess. If Tim would just say what it is, you know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have to go through all this, and the families wouldn't be going through all this. The families would not be going through, another grieving session. This has got to be the worst for Andre's mother and for, Miss Robbie, because without this fourth person coming, you know, it may not have been so airtight. But hey, all right, guys, we have completed our hour, and I want to give a shout out once again to Five on Your Side for making my video great for you guys to understand the case. I want to give a shout out to everybody that came tonight to the live stream to chit chat about the new findings in the case. I will be keeping up on this and other stories. I have a new story that I've got to do tomorrow. And Rita, that's what I'm saying. It's like, and I don't even know if they got closure the first go around. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have closure for something like that until you say, this is who did it. So this is just hard. And if you've never buried a child before, or if you've never been through anything like this, then you don't know. You know what I'm saying? To some people, this may be funny or whatever. This is really, heartening. I want you guys to say a special prayer for these families tonight, if you will. If you would be so kind, not for me, but for the families, for his siblings and for his mother and for, Miss Robbie, because she's going to need some strength. Miss Robbie's going to need some strength because her son is going to prison, and this time he may not get out. These people need prayer. Charles needs prayer. Monique needs prayer. They all need some prayer with these families. So if you would be so kind, when you say your prayers tonight, just add them to your list. Because like I said, unless you've walked in their shoes, you don't know what this is like for them. And I just feel so bad for both sides of the family. I really do. Because I couldn't imagine. If my daughter, masterminds something like this, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. So please keep them in your prayers, you guys. I love y'all so much. And I will be talking to y'all in another video that I have coming up. A few surprises this week. And I will be taking all of you guys' tips from the polls that I put on my community tab. So this week you're going to see something a little different, some, extra things and all that. So stay tuned because, the channel, we're going to be testing your theories to see what people like and what people don't like. So some of my videos might be a hit, some of them might be a miss, but we're going to try it and see. So I want to give a shout out and thank you to everybody that participates in the polls that I put up for you guys, because I really want to know what you guys want to see. And I don't want this to just be, a one-hit wonder channel. When I came to YouTube, I really wanted to do something special and something different and something for, our people and our communities. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a win-win for everybody. Again, I love y'all so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I will talk to you guys in another video. Don't forget, live on purpose. Mwah. Bye, you guys.